So there once was a beautiful princess, and the princess's name was Polly. But over time, the princess's father, the king, had lost his ability to have more children. So, Polly was his only child. The king wished so much for an heir to maintain his own name that he asked Polly on her 11th birthday to never wed, so that her firstborn son could have his name. The king asked for this quite vehemently and wished for nothing else more. Now the king was a good king, and he loved his daughter, and he ran his kingdom well. But he wished more than anything for honor. Even if it meant giving up some honor now, he wanted more than anything to have honor forever. He wanted to be remembered. The easiest way to be remembered is to have your children remember you. So the king begged his daughter, I wish to be remembered. I wish to have a prince. I wish to have an heir. Will you give me an heir? So, Princess Polly tried desperately to find someone who would present themselves as the forebearer of her heir. But no one wished for this, because, not being married to her, they wouldn't get the kingdom. They wouldn't be uplifted. So Polly went to the great witch of the time, of her castle's greatest, most clever witch, and asked the witch some advice. She said, how can I have as many children as possible so that I may give my father an heir? I wish not to be married so that I may give my father's name to my son. The witch said, I can give you as many children as you want, but you have to promise to follow along with just one simple rule. And I won't tell you what either of them are until you give me that promise. Now, the princess was hesitant, but she wanted so much to please her father that she would have done anything to do so. So, she said, I agree to fulfilling your one promise. So, the witch said, I shall turn you into a frog, and you will live for eternity, for as long as your children's children are alive, you will have life. But you will be a frog, and you will never be allowed to turn into a human being ever again, for as long as you shall live. Now, for every child that is born to you, for all of the children that you shall ever have as a frog, all of them will be turned into human beings. And all you have to do is be a frog for the rest of your life, for as long as you shall live, for as long as your children shall live, you shall be a frog. And Polly agreed quite quickly. Yes, that is it. That is perfect. I will have so many children, I will be a frog, and I can live happily, and my father can raise my children, and it will be perfect. It will be a perfect union, and it will succeed. So, the witch turned Polly into a frog. And Polly, who was a frog, went down to the pond, had spawned, and had 100 tiny tadpoles. 100 tiny frogs. Premature. And just as they were about to lose their tails, the witch turned them into human beings. And all of these tadpoles were girls. Every single one. Well, Polly said, that will never do. I'll have to try again. And so Polly had another 100 children, and all of them lived to perfection. And just before they were about to lose their tails, they were all turned back into human beings. And all of them were girls. Now Polly tried several times. From then on, for the rest of her life, Polly was a frog. And it became apparent that Polly would never have a son. but she had lots and lots and lots of daughters. The moral of the story being this: it's never a good idea to take the easy way out. Now, I'm not sure where that story goes, and I'd like to think of it as a fable all my own. And that's why Polly was a frog, and all of Polly's children are called Pollywog's. Pollywog, tadpoles. Get it? Polly. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. That was my story. Have a good day.